Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Breaking the Shackles episodes. Today is the first episode, and I'm Vijay Rao. Today, I'm going to have our first guest, Mr. Praveen Karagudari. I know Mr. Praveen Karagudari as a friend, as a colleague, and we have worked together in the insurance market. He has been a good mentor to me, good friend to me. I have learned a lot from him. And Mr. Praveen Karagudari is a thorough gentleman and a gentleman to the core, right? So he comes from a very humble background, coming from a small town place called Hangal in Karnataka. Where he completed his schooling and he completed his graduation from Dharwad. He has been working with very few corporates, very big corporates as such. But the point here is what I liked about it is he is an epitome of perseverance, patience, and dedication. In the first job that he has taken, he spent 5 years in the same job. He started as a management trainee and he went on to become a divisional manager in the same company. That requires a lot of perseverance, that requires a lot of patience to grow within the organization. And the second organization that he worked with, he spent as huge as 12 years, which is something, a great achievement in itself. Again, he started from a frontline position and he went on to become a territory manager in the same company, which again brings out his patience, hard work, dedication, and perseverance. One aspect of Mr. Praveen Karagudari, which I would actually like to learn from him, I'm still in the process of learning. As I said, he is one of my mentors. Is he is one person whom I know has hit his financial freedom. Now, my friends, hitting financial freedom in this world, globally, the standards are only 4 to 5% of the people hit financial freedom. Now, why the percentage is low? What is financial freedom in the first place is all about. This is the topic that we are going to understand today. And let's not waste much time. Let me bring on my friend, my colleague, and my mentor, Mr. Praveen Karagudari, who is also the person who is going to talk to us about his venture, how he became an entrepreneur from being a employee or a corporate citizen, and what made him achieve the financial freedom. And let's hear it up from Mr. Praveen Karagudari himself. Welcome, Mr. Praveen Karagudari. Please. Here he is.
Thank
Welcome,
you
sir.
very much, Vijay. With all the introduction, it makes me more humble. Okay. It is very, very interesting. Okay, what you have started off. Congratulations and good luck. You are making people inspired and work towards whatever dream they are having. Okay, it can help them achieve, no doubt.
Yes, sir. I would like to first ask certain basics which, on your personal front and also on your professional front. I would like to ask, or rather share with people what the Praveen Karagudari, which the world does not know. I know you as a very humble and a hardworking professional, but I see a Praveen Karagudari now as an entrepreneur, a methodical in that, and a more disciplined person for that matter, a very prepared entrepreneur. So what we do not know about you and what is your story as a success and your journey towards financial freedom, we would like to hear it from you. So the first thing which I would like to ask you is, please share something about on your personal front, your personal mission and your professional mission too. Yes, sir.
Vijay, if you ask me, financial freedom is not a destination, it's a journey.
Wow.
Okay, it keeps changing, okay, based on our priorities and stages of our life. Okay, but if you want to pursue your dreams, okay, nobody can stop you. That much I can tell you. Only thing is we need to understand, okay, how we need to prepare and when we need to launch ourselves into the orbit. That's it. Okay. When it comes to my personal life, okay, as you know, I like things which are very, very simple. And I want to make even personal finance as simple as possible for everybody to understand and pursue. Okay. And Second thing is, at the basic level, we need to enjoy the essence of life. Okay, it is not in big cars or big bungalows. It is in small fun what we have. Okay, with our friends, family, or by helping others, or pursuing our own dreams, whatever it is. It can be anything, whether learning small skill or whatever old skill you had, you have forgotten. Again, you are going back and trying to do, whether it is cricket, whether it is music, whether it is painting. It can be anything and everything. Okay, that's very, very important. At the end of the day, okay, how much we earn, how much we spend does not matter. Whether we lead our life to the fullest, that matters when we are ending our life. Okay, that time we cannot have any regret. That very, very important factor, we need to keep it in mind. In and around that point, we need to lead our life. Then things will be easier.
Fine.
When it comes to my personal vision, okay, it is more of qualitative terms I would like to explain rather than okay in quantitative terms.
Exactly.
Okay, first of all, I want to give best of the experiences to my family rather than leaving behind huge assets. That is one thing. My children should be best citizens of this country. Not only they are going to do good for themselves, they should be able to contribute to this society.
Beautiful.
Third, okay, even if I'm not around, my family should be able to maintain, if not better, at least same lifestyle, and they should be able to reach whatever financial goals we are having today. Okay, as a personal finance person, okay, these three things are very, very important for me. When it comes to professional life, okay, today we may be helping around 200 families roughly to manage their money well. Okay, we want to reach at least 500 families in next 12 months time. Okay, most of our customers have come from references. We want to maintain another 300 addition is also going to happen in same fashion. Okay. Apart from this, okay, I want to influence at least 5,000 people and families when it comes to financial literacy, where they are able to understand basics of money management and they are able to take right decision when it comes to their money. These are the very, very simple and basic missions I'm working on. Hopefully, I should be successful.
Wonderful. Friends, if you see, Mr. Praveen Karagudari has actually kept his life simple, and his basic idea of bringing simplicity into a very complicated subject like finance, personal finance, is something which is to be laudable. Now, Mr. Praveen Karagudari, what I would want to understand is, people do not understand financial freedom by the, they cannot quantify, they do not understand what is financial freedom in the first place. For example, if I was if I was to ask someone what financial freedom meant to him, I feel the immediate response comes to me is, boss, I need to be somebody as big as Mukesh Ambani or one Ratan Tata. So they immediately jump to very big celebrities or, people who have thousands of crores of money in Indian rupees. Whereas, I think whatever little I know about you, you have a different perspective of financial freedom first, and secondly, you also have some methods, or you would have your own secrets of about financial freedom. Kindly share what your thoughts on financial freedom and what makes you bring to financial literacy.
Okay. There is a concept called FIRE, FIRE, which is very, very famous in especially US and other developed market, where a lot of workshops are happening, a lot of people talking about it. Okay, especially Generation X started it. Now everybody wants to do it. What is FIRE? FIRE is nothing but financial independence and early retirement. Retire early. Okay, that is FIRE altogether.
So you have to repeat again. FIRE, financial.
FIRE. FIRE stands for financial independence and retire early.
Retire early. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Okay. A lot of books are written about it. Okay. A lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of people are claiming they have already achieved FIRE. Okay. Financial freedom is not having tons of money.
Okay.
Financial freedom is having residual income. Okay. You're having enough money which can generate enough residual income to live your life comfortably.
Okay.
Whatever lifestyle today you're having, you should be able to maintain Okay, and that money should be coming out of your investments.
Out of your investments. Okay.
Okay, it can be anything. Okay, today if you are earning X money, if you are spending monthly, okay, Y money, then Y is a yardstick to calculate, to achieve financial freedom. Okay, how much money you should be having or how much investment you should be having.
Okay.
This income may be coming from rental income, maybe from dividend income, interest income, or royalty from whatever copyrights or patent you are having. It can be anything.
Okay.
But better is if you are having spread across many assets. For example, if somebody is living on rental income, we have seen last year or even this year during pandemic, okay, they were not able to generate rental income.
Absolutely.
Okay, and somebody is living on only interest. We have seen the trend every year interest rate is going down. Then beyond a point, okay, he may start using his capital. Instead of his capital is earning regular income, he may start using his capital itself.
Absolutely. That is a dangerous thing.
That's why if he is having strategic asset allocation when it comes to even financial freedom, then it makes more sense and it will be more stable and it is going to sustain.
Wow.
Okay, sorry. Okay, then how it can be achieved? That's the next question. Okay, we need to cultivate habit of delayed gratification. In today's world, okay, this is very, very difficult. Okay, there are so many temptations. Marketeers are out to
A lot of shiny objects.
woo us, to buy what we don't need. Most of the time.
Most of the time. Absolutely.
We may want them to buy, but we may not need them. Okay, that's why we need to cultivate habit of delayed gratification and save aggressively early on.
Okay.
Your savings should start towards financial freedom as soon as you start.
Okay.
Okay. Then, if you ask me, what else we can do? Okay, Indian culture, if you see, typically when anybody starts earning in a couple of years, instead of creating assets, he will start creating liabilities. First, he will buy best of the power bike by taking loan. Okay, then he will upgrade it to one more SUV. Then he wants to buy house on EMIs.
Correct.
Okay, finally he is actually working for servicing these EMIs rather than enjoying the life.
Absolutely.
Even for any reason you have created debts,
correct,
try to come out of debt as early as possible.
Okay.
Okay, debt is a shackle. Your even program name is also Break the Shackle. Okay, then it makes life easier. He will be having more disposable income. He'll be having less stress. He'll be having more choices, if you ask me. Many people, if I ask why you want to work, because I have got an EMI. That's the immediate answer. I don't know otherwise how to service my EMI.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Apart from all these things, one more very, very important aspect, usually people forget, that is creating emergency fund.
It's creating a
emergency fund.
Oh, right.
Okay. They need to have contingency fund.
Okay.
Okay. Contingency fund is not going to earn great money. It will give a lot of comfort to work towards financial freedom. Otherwise, we'll compromise on many things. We'll lose the big picture. Okay. Then we end up into what we don't want to do.
Correct. So, if I understand the basic secrets to at least to begin the journey towards financial freedom would be, one, you have to start early investing. That's the first thing. Second thing would be to come out of the debt trap as soon as possible.
Correct.
And most importantly, focus on having an emergency fund. This would give you a lot of comfort and you can focus better on your career. If I understand, these are the top three important
things
to begin one's financial freedom. Now, few things, sir, you can help us understand. There are two things which it was always bothering me when I talk.
I need to add two more points here.
Yeah, please. Yeah, before we go to this.
Apart from this, whatever you save, you should be able to invest prudently.
Okay, good.
Okay. Saving is one thing, investing is another thing. Most of the times we get confused between these two.
Yes.
Okay. Saving is starting point. Okay, investing is properly. Okay, actually that is going to create asset.
Okay.
Investment is going to create asset,
assets,
not savings.
not savings. Correct.
Saving is only few. Okay, investment is a vehicle.
Okay.
Okay. Then apart from all these things, we need to prepare for uncertainties.
Wow.
Whatever money you are having, it may not be enough. We have seen even in pandemic or one critical illness or accident or whatever it is.
It changes the whole balance sheet of your family.
Yeah, job loss, loss of property, loss of life. These things are very, very uncertain. Okay, we need to have some provisioning for these things.
Fine. So, I understand.
Then whatever savings and investment
the savings and investments have to be understood clearly, and the last point would be your covering up for the uncertainties, like job loss or medical emergencies, something like that.
Correct.
Okay.
Even nowadays, even legal liabilities are becoming realities.
Legal liabilities.
It can be animally, it can be professional omission commissions. These things cannot be taken lightly.
Okay.
If we want to achieve financial freedom, all these uncertainties we need to consider in our planning, and we need to have provision.
Wonderful.
Okay. Last but the least, better to take professional support to manage your money, as well as to keep your emotion under check.
That's important. We Indians actually love to give advice. We do not like to pay for advice is what is the first and the starting point of any problem. So my suggestion to the viewers would be, kindly get on to hiring any person whom you feel is equipped enough to guide you to your financial freedom. See, it's not so easy as we speak. Financial freedom is not so easy as we speak. But when I talk to people like Mr. Praveen Karagudari, it gives me immense confidence that it is complicated, but when we take some suggestions or guidance from people who are expert in this line, definitely it becomes more simpler and we get a proper perspective of things, right? So two things which were bothering me. First thing is, what is the ideal starting point for creating your financial freedom or starting a journey for financial freedom? That's the first thing. Second thing is, if somebody has missed the bus, for example, somebody is in his mid 30s or late 30s, or even crossed 40s. So how would you say that there is still a scope for him or her to hit financial freedom for them? If you can please advise.
Yeah. Here, age is only a number, if you ask me.
Okay.
The guy who is starting early, he may be having advantage of time on his side. Who is in the late 30s or early 40s, he's at peak of his career. He is earning far more than a 25-year-old guy.
Correct.
Okay, that's why both of them have got their own advantages and challenges.
Correct.
Okay. Then what should be the starting point? Starting point is, first he has to realize, where does he stand? Does he know his financial balance sheet of his personal life? Be it his P&L account, balance sheet. Most of the times, we don't know what is our net worth.
What is our net worth?
Net worth.
Okay.
And many times we don't know what is our typical monthly expenses.
Okay.
These are the two very, very important factors.
Okay.
For that, I suggest them to create their own cash flow. And even their personal balance sheet and P&L account. Wow. It is very, very simple. One side you need to write what is your income. That's very much known to everybody.
Correct.
Whether you are a professional, whether you are a businessman, we know what is our income. Most of the times we may not be having clarity on what is our expenses.
Okay.
We need to list them down in that Excel itself. You will come to know what is your disposable income. Our expenses cannot be constant. Our income may not be variable so much, but at times it may be varying every month or every season. We don't know, depending on the nature of the business or profession we are in. But our expenses are more or less, they are contained to certain band, Okay, it is easy to understand. Apart from some emergencies, some unexpected expenses, otherwise we know monthly how much we are spending.
Okay.
Once we know these two things, okay, then we know how much we can save.
Wow.
Okay, most of the times, okay, we may not be having enough money to save for our financial freedom.
Correct.
It depends on two factors. One is we may not be having enough income, or we may be spending too much.
Correct.
Okay, that is where we need to work on whether I need to increase my income or whether I need to reduce my expenses.
Okay.
If you ask me, we have to work on both.
Work on both. Okay, fine.
Okay. That will give more leeway to achieve my financial freedom at the earliest.
Okay. So if I understand you, people who have started late, maybe because of less awareness or whatever may be the reasons, they still have a chance to hit their financial freedom by taking control of their expenses and working on generating multiple stream of incomes, if I understand you correct. And they have to be more disciplined and meticulous, right?
Correct.
Fine.
Correct.
So that's a good news for many of us, because I know for sure that many of us have missed the bus. For that matter, I started little late. I met for the viewers, I met Mr. Praveen Koragudari about say 6-8 years back, and since then he has been suggesting me a lot of he has given me pointers as to how do I start off my financial journey. So that way, let's not be taken aback if we are not yet started. My humble suggestion is, please get on to your financial planning journey immediately, and without much delay, please start off. Sir, before we actually conclude, I would want you to suggest. This pandemic has been negative, throughout the globe, across the globe. People are having that negative feeling. But I hope this is the last kind of pandemic, and we do not have any third wave or fourth wave, whatever. Still, I have seen many people suffering and struggling, but there are very few people also who are having a balanced head on their shoulders. They take control of their finances. And I can, very proudly say that, you are one of them, and I know you for that matter. I'm proud of that. What motivates you to carry on in spite of this, pandemic? What motivates you? First, there are two questions here. First question is, how would have you prepared? Nobody knew that Corona is going to happen, but you were prepared for any uncertainties whatsoever. That is the first question. How did you prepare yourself first? Second thing is, what are you doing now when the pandemic is hit very badly everyone? So in your profession, I know that now you're an entrepreneur by yourself. You are having your own Provin FinServe. You're running this enterprise. So what is that which is motivating you to carry on this good work of financial literacy in your company?
Okay. Vijay, nobody was able to predict, there will be something called Corona, including you and me. But there would have been a different uncertainty otherwise also. Mm-hmm. Our life is full of uncertainties. Absolutely. Only this Corona or COVID-19 has made us understand we cannot take life as granted. That's it. As
granted, okay? Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, a different type of uncertainty would have faced. Okay. Now it is applicable to whole world. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it would have been applicable to only me or group of people. That's it. That's the difference. Okay. That's why, first of all, as I told you earlier also, we need to have a contingency fund, mm-hmm, which can take care of at least 6 to 12 months of our monthly expenses.
6 to 12 months. Okay. Right.
Okay. Earlier we used to say 6 to 9 months. After pandemic, 3 months lock-in, 4 months lock-in. After seeing all these things, absolutely, we are strongly suggesting people to have at least 1 year, monthly expenses as contingency fund.
Okay.
Mm. Okay. If I am having 12 months of monthly expenses with me, mm-hmm, to handle, mm-hmm, then I can handle the crisis with more ease, with more poise, without compromising with my life, mm-hmm, or dignity or self-respect, whatever you call it as. Okay, that is one. Second thing is, this pandemic has made people understand the importance of life insurance and health insurance. Okay. Earlier, in first wave, it was more to do with age factor. Okay. 60 plus people are more affected, 70 plus people are more affected. But second wave, it did not have any respect for age.
Correct.
Everybody knows, okay, who are in 30s, 40s, even 20s, have lost at least one of their friends or colleagues.
Correct.
Okay. In that scenario, okay, you can imagine, okay, when after productive age somebody is no more, okay, there is a huge emotional loss, I don't deny, but there is a less impact on the family when it comes to finance. But a productive age guy who is in his 20s, 30s, 40s, no more, suddenly, then the impact on the family and society is huge. We cannot imagine.
Yeah, economic impact.
Okay. Economic impact is unimaginable. Okay. At least now people have understood the value of life insurance. At the same time, who did not have privilege of having a group insurance policy from their employer, or who ignored not to buy their own health insurance, when they paid lakhs of rupees for COVID treatment, they have also understood what is the importance of health insurance. And who have seen it have also understood. Not necessarily they need to experience. This again brings back to very, very important factor in personal finance, that is protection needs. We cannot ignore them at the cost of investment.
Absolutely.
Okay. In good times, whether it is life insurance, whether it is helmet, whether it is health insurance, whether it is fire extinguisher, everything is waste of money. But in crisis, we'll understand the real value of these tools. Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's why we need to be having sufficient life insurance and health insurance. We need to have contingency fund. And one more aspect, we are always busy accumulating assets, earning more income. But rarely give a thought, how to transition it to next generation without any problem.
Okay.
We never thought, pandemic will come, it is going to wreck everybody's life. Suddenly some people will be no more.
Correct.
Okay. Whether pandemic or no pandemic, we don't know what is our expiry date.
Correct.
That's why we need to be prepared to transition our assets to next generation without any hazards.
Wonderful. So the major takeaway here is, one would be to talk about or arrange for the contingency fund, whether pandemic or not, we still require it. Maybe 6 months to earlier it was 6 months. Today it has gone from 9 to 12 months, if I understand it correct. Second would be the insurance part, whether it is health insurance or life insurance. These two things are major takeaways, and I request all the viewers to view it very seriously and immediately take actions on that. Sir, before we wind off, I want you to share something about your company. You have got this entrepreneur bug for a long time, I know that for sure, and now you actually gave it a shape. You prepared very well. You got yourself certified from IIM, and you have been very methodical, got a lot of certifications in your subject. You became a specialist, and just give us a small gist of what is your company, Provin Finserv. Please, I would like to hear for our next 1 or 2 minutes. That would give more confidence for people to approach you and they can know you much better.
Okay. Provin Finserv is actually emerged out of my experience. When I started interacting with customer over a period of 2 decades, I understood there is a huge advice gap. Most of the people are going to sell. They are going to represent financial product company. Most of the times, whether they are in hurry or they are under pressure to sell, or maybe out of ignorance, they end up selling not so suitable product to investor. On investor side, he may not be having the ability to understand, or he does not have patience to go through. At the end of the day, both the sides are not so happy.
Correct.
When I started attending calls, then people started calling me directly. Don't come as okay, so and so person from so and so company come as a person. It was sounding a little weird. Then when I went and spoke to them, they started telling we are able to see the difference. Otherwise, whenever anybody is coming from a bank or neighborhood agent, we had to hide our checkbook. That was the reaction. I said, what is so different you felt when you are interacting with me? They said, you are trying to understand our situation, then you are trying to find the solution.
Correct.
I felt, oh, that's a moment for me. Then I felt, okay, if it is happening with so well-educated and well-to-do families who are having enough income to save and who are having inclination to save, but they are lacking guidance. If I am able to work on this, okay, it's a winning proposition for me as well as for the investors community. That is where it started. Then I completed CFP. Then a course from IIM Kolkata. Actually, that boosted my confidence as well as thought process towards becoming an entrepreneur. Okay, then from there it started with some of my classmates from IIM batch. Today we are managing almost 200 plus families' wealth. Okay, here it is. We are trying to make personal finance as simple as possible. Okay, and based on their goals and risk profile, we advise investment product. Investment product comes at last. It is not the starting point. Okay, and we are working on even succession planning, where even if they are not around, I was talking about just now how we need to transition to next generation without any hassles. Apart from accumulating wealth and growing, okay, we are helping them to transition when they are not around without any problem to their families.
Wonderful. So, friends, here we have one of the most methodical persons who can guide us well. For approaching Mr. Praveen Karagudari, I have put his credentials on the description column. You can go through his profile, you can connect with him, you can get his guidance for your, starting your journey towards financial liberation or financial freedom. That's one aspect. And as I say, financial freedom, it's a little complicated, but we have Mr. Praveen who can help us out, simplify the whole thing. He has done to me and 400 other people. So I really feel it is very, very required for all of us to do that. So in this episode of Breaking the Shackles, so I feel one of the major aspects of anybody's life is money. Our relationship with money is to be established, is to be understood, is to be managed. And this has come out very well in the last about 15-20 minutes in our discussion with Mr. Praveen Karagudari. And I wholeheartedly thank Mr. Praveen Karagudari to accept my invitation to this particular episode. And I wish him all the best. I wish his family a very safe and secure journey towards crossing over this pandemic and hitting the financial freedom. Also, I want all of you to just go through the description where we have shared his website, his contact details. Any of you wishing to connect with him, you can definitely connect with him. Thanks, Mr. Praveen Karagudari, for your time. And it was always a pleasure speaking to you anytime. And today, again, it was a great pleasure for me to connect with you. And I wish to see you. I would definitely want to invite you once again with even more prioritized, goals. And we can definitely, 15-20 minutes is definitely an injustice to talk to a person as learned and as methodical as you. So let's connect once again. Thanks for your time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Nice talking to you.
It's
my pleasure. Bye.